Hey, back in the comic room. Thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary, by the way. Back in the comic room, still doing the whole organizing thing, and brought out some covers that make really great use of primary colors, which is one of the things that I think attracted us first of all to comics to begin with, and that is just the amazing. You walk into a comic book store, and it's amazing the colors and I think we know that there was research that went into that, at least early on in the comic book medium, about what colors pop, what colors draw eyes. I've even tried to, in the past, utilize that a little bit in my my screenshots for my videos and attract people. YouTube will even tell you a little bit about that. But anyway, just brought out a few Marvel 2-in-1 number 7. The thing in Valkyrie, great use there of reds and blues, and just a really cool cover there, I thought, and just one of those that draws your eyes to it. Another one is Marvel Team Up number 66. Again, the reds, the blues, some yellow thrown in there. Well, almost too much going on in that comic, in that cover, I should say, but it still is one that kind of catches your eye. But a little bit more empty space. But use of primary colors, and again, lots of reds here. But it's Godzilla number 1. It's always been with the green and the red, and the yellow, the big yellow logo, and just kind of the yellow and the flame. Just really great use of primary colors in there: green, red, yellow, some blue in there. But and then also you have one of my all-time favorite Amazing Spider-Man issues, issue number 189. And the yellows, the blue, the reds. Just these are just some covers that I think use. They show great use of primary colors. Now this one not so much. This is just one that's cool. It's not an old comic, fairly recent. Superman. I'm even looking at Superman number 5 with that great black. It's a variant with that great black cover. Superman being struck by lightning, saying it still tickles. I've shown that one before, but that's just still. It's popping up as I'm going through these books and trying to organize. Here's one, a reprint, EC reprint, Bad 1950s EC Comics Incredible Science Fiction number 8. All the red, the yellow, the blues, everything just really great. Again, eye-catching and draws the eye in and attracts the reader. Another one is Tales of Asgard number 1, the reprint from 1983 with this amazing Walt Simonson cover. Obviously, of course, reprints of Lee Kirby stories, but just great, red, blue, yellow, green. You got every primary color in there, and just great stuff. Another one, and these are great uses of yellow and green in these. Green Lantern number 181, Green Lantern Volume 2, number 181. The I Quit cover. You gotta love I Quit covers. But look at how that pops. That cover just really pops, and I love that. Another one is Incredible Hulk Annual number 8 with Sasquatch and the Incredible Hulk going at it. But again, you got the red, the yellow, the green. You got the blue box in there and the blue all new box there, or circle there. And so great uses of colors. Now this is one I picked up because it was in a dollar box. I don't generally care anything for this character. I never really have that much. But this was such a beautiful George Perez cover with the primary colors. Wonder Woman Annual number 2. I guess that would be 1989 Annual number 2. Just a beautiful cover. I couldn't put it down. You got the green, the yellow, the red, the blue. You got it all there, and it's just it's done so well. And then just some other things that I've found. When you're going through your boxes and you've got a lot of stuff, as well as I do, you find stuff that you've forgotten about. I don't even know why I bought this. It is Bleeding, well, I do know it probably had to be out of a dollar box. Bleeding Cool number 7, looking for November 2013. It's still bagged because it has a copy of Shadow Man number 13X. Now that was I'm not sure, I don't even know what the story is about that, behind that. I know obviously it was a gimmick to promote Valiant's Shadow Man, but I think I got that out of a dollar box. Now see, that cover I'm just not real enthused by. Very dull, kind of, I don't know, just dark and I don't mean dark mood-wise, just dark from color standpoint. They used some red in there, but I don't know, not very effective, I didn't think. But some other odd, some interesting things. For a while, I got, well, for a while, 2 issues of a small book called Comic Book Heaven, which was a fanzine. I got these back in the 90s, I believe. I could look at the date, but that would take too much work. I'll just go ahead and do it anyway. But anyway, these were what these books did. 2001. What Comic Book Heaven did was that it chronicled what they called the strangest comic book stories, devoted to the weirdest and therefore the best comics. It says there's the whole cover. This one you'll gasp because every word is true. And so just one of those little fanzines that had various articles about strange stories. My wrong boyfriend is in there, and so I don't think I ever really read any of these, but used to pick them up. The odd things you pick up in the comic shop sometimes. Here's one that I used to have. Every one of these that Acclaim Comics first put out, and that was these retailer review copies. This one is of Concrete Jungle: The Legend of the Black Lion. They would send out these retailer review copies. Well, I would buy them out of my comic book shop owner's box of posters and promos, which at the time, it was just like 50 cents to $1. Man, for a while, these really heated up on eBay. I remember selling the Quantum and Woody ones, the Quantum and Woody, and there was another one. It might have been, it was either, well, I'm not sure. It might have been XL Man of War, or I don't remember. But anyway, I remember selling them for upwards to $18, $20 a piece because people wanted those because they were first appearances. I'm kind of surprised they're not blowing up right now. And then this is another nice cover, another cool cover, Web of Spider-Man Annual 1, little Charles Best action. I always liked Charles Best, and I always thought, as strange as it was for him to draw Spider-Man, strange choice because he's a fantasy artist, I was thrilled that he would do it. I'd like to see more by him. Now these next ones are they're in the area of of affordable firsts, and I think that's probably what I'll call this video, is an affordable first video. The first one is a character that appeared in Alpha Flight -1, one of the flashback issues. Let's see, when was that? Back in 1997, and this character's name is Chinook. Now, he was actually a Golden Age Canadian superhero, and let me see if I can find the page here where he first appears, and he's here, hang on just one second, talk amongst yourselves. Here he is. You barely see him. You barely see just a couple of panels of him here. There he swoops up Wolverine. You don't even see his head and face yet, but then you see him right here. That's Chinook, Golden Age Canadian superhero who came out of retirement to help Wolverine and Vindicator on an adventure, and then he takes too much radiation, as is often the case in Marvel Comics, and he becomes that Chinook. And he actually has appeared in one other Alpha Flight comic in Volume 2. But, affordable first. Nobody's really, I've checked, nobody's really, going after the first appearance of Chinook. But hey, there's an affordable first for you if you'd like to go out there and grab it. But here's another one. This one's much more interesting to me. And this is the first appearance of actually another Captain America. It is in Captain America number 28. I forget which volume, but it's the volume that Dan Jurgens and one of the Kubert brothers worked on to begin with. And this is number 28, Captain America number 28, April 2000 copyright date. But it's the first appearance of a character called Protocide. And the setup of this is, I'll just read from one of the previous panel to you before the payoff. I never dreamed, ever, yet we should have known, should have at least assumed that before Captain America, there were others, and boom, there you go. Protocide, very imposing, large guy, kind of like, Brock Lesnar in a spangly outfit with the big shield there and everything. And they do carry that on to a pretty drawn-out story where he and Captain America throw down. And so just it was a really cool character. First appearance, Captain America number 28, volume whatever, but April 2000 copyright date. So anyway, that's kind of a neat, very neat first appearance, affordable first appearance. And so anyway, one other thing, and we'll draw this to a close, and that is just, you know, find an old beat up copy of Comic Reader. I don't find these very much I'd love to find these in the dollar boxes. These were great reads. Comic Readers, they were all newsprint, even the cover was newsprint, but, you know, great articles and great art throughout, and, you know, interviews and retrospectives, I believe, and that kind of thing, and you know, comic book work done by fans, that kind of thing, but or comic strip work done. But then on the back, there was always a cool sketch on the back by a then not very well-known artist. This one's by Mike Mignola. It is DC's Manhunter by Mike Mignola, which is just amazing. There's Mignola's name down there, Manhunter. You can tell it's it's you know, his beginning, you know, years of doing anything near professional work. This was 1983, but very cool illustration. Somewhere around here, 1982. I'm sorry, 1982. Somewhere around here, I have another issue of Comic Reader that has him doing a great Wrightson-esque Batman. And so one of these times I'll bring that out and show that again. Anyway, the things you find going through your comic book boxes when you're trying to organize. And anyway, so thanks for watching, and we'll do another video here soon. See you next time.